slicker than I thought it was going to be. Sitting there panicking. Thank you all so much for coming to support the launch of Unbridled and spend your afternoon getting pitched in a basement. You're all my favourite people already. I should introduce myself. Hello, I'm Jenny Lindsay. I'm one of the poets in the Unbridled collection. And I'm also the poetry daughter of its founder, Magi Gibson. I am going to introduce Maggie shortly. So, as some of you might know, I used to, I still do run events, but it's been a wee while, and I used to, compare quite a lot. But I'm so out of practice, I've actually had to write some notes for myself, one of which is remember to say how the event will actually run, which is basic stuff for a compere. So you're going to hear a bit of spraff from me. I'm then going to get a big massive round of applause for Magi Gibson to come up and talk to you a wee bit about the book, and we're going to do a wee poem. We're going to try not to murder a wee poem of one of the contributors, and then it's going to be an event in 3 parts, so there's going to be plenty of time for drinking and smoking and flirting and all of those other things. So you're going to hear from 6 or 7 poets in each section, all doing just 1 or 2 poems each, and I think that's it. Oh yes, and you will buy merch at the back of the room as well. And I think that's it. Be lovely to the bar staff, be lovely to each other, and let's have another massive round of applause for Unbridled.
Very much, Jenny. Jenny has been such a fantastic poetry partner to have over this past few years. I'm sure you can all guess why. Because she's wonderful, that's good. And it's fantastic to be here to bring this project fully to fruition. So, what was I going to be saying next? Nothing.
Talking about Unbridled.
I think most people here know exactly why I wanted to bring out the poetry anthology Unbridled. Back in 1989-1990, I was just starting to write poetry, and one of the first places that I was published was the first anthology of poetry by women in Scotland where there was a full call-out. There had been one before, but that was a specific writing group. Women's writing group, and this one was a public call-out. I was totally unknown. My friend Helen Lamb, who is sadly no longer with us, but a wonderful poet, we both thought, we're going to send something into that, and we both got into it, and the utter delight that gave us, because it was not, and still is not, an absolutely equal playing field in so many ways. And that anthology, I actually used the back of this anthology, putting all the names in the list. My name was in the back of that anthology with people like Nolly Mitchison and Kathleen Jamie and all sorts of other people, and that meant a lot because we need to make sure we're encouraging women and younger women to still be making a foothold in the poetry world, because it's not been easy recently. Not in Scotland, to put it mildly, but it's going to get easier, and I want to say thank you to all the contributors to Unbridled, because without you there is no poetry anthology. That said, because of the nature of the project, there's no public funding. I did everything. I did getting all the work in, the cover design, the typesetting, which I've never done before. And I've been in lots of steep learning curves with software in the last wee while. And I'm just so happy with the response that all of you here, plus lots of other women and some men up and down the country and over in Ireland have given it. So without much more ado, Jenny and I are going to attempt something we've never attempted before. You're here for the first. We're going to attempt to
see if I speak like this. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'll just shout.
Right. I hope it doesn't feel imbalanced then, but anyway, who cares? We're partying. The first poetry has been used and has always been used, certainly in the 20th century, by women to very good effect. with being political when there's causes they want to push. This poem is called I Am. It's the first poem in the book by Aja the Empress, who cannot be here with us today, but who has given permission for Jenny and I to do our best.
You do our best. Let's just emphasise that a lot.
And Jenny, I don't want to freak you, but it is being recorded.
Oh, Jesus. Sorry.
So, I Am by Aja the Empress. Do not question my femininity. I am the female. I am the feminine. It flows within me like the river to the sea. It flows within me like the power of ice down a valley. It flows like lava, creating new worlds, new life from the power of me.
Do not twist my feminine to mean shaved and preened and squeezed and tucked, pushed up and plucked and dyed and make-upped. My pain is not meant to please you. My pain does not set me free. It binds me like the corset and heals the symbols given to me to be who I am. But that is not who I am. That is your version, your corruption of my feminine. I am life. I am blood. I am rage.
I am a million screams of a million women beaten into silence by your restrictions and rules. I am rape, FGM, infanticide. I am the witch you burnt at the stake. I am a witch you drowned in the lake. I am the one you bought and sold for pleasure. I am the mother, the daughter, the sister, the aunt, the grandmother, the wife. I am the alpha and omega of life.
You call me weak, yet I am the power of creation, the bedrock of family and civilization. I have raised the world in my womb. You have life because I gave it to you. I am foot binding. I am menstruation huts. I am a prisoner in my own home. I am rage. I am honour killings, child brides and forced marriage. I am the rage of a million dreams unlived. I am the denial of an education. I am the denial of my abilities. I am the one stoned to death when it was you who violated me. I am rage.
I am. What was she wearing? I am. How much did she drink? I am. She was asking for it. I am trafficked. I am a sex industry slave. I am not empowered by it. I am rage. I am shamed for using my breasts to feed my baby.
I am praised for using my breast for page 3.
I am the one who died for your rights.
I am the one who still doesn't have those rights. I am mocked because I bleed. I am the body parts. I am the breast, the lips, legs and arse used to sell you aftershave or fast cars. I am rage.
I am pain, overlooked and symptoms ignored. I am the goddess your holy book forgot to include. I am the history not taught. I am a scarlet letter. I am the fallen women. I am a Magdalene laundry captive. I am rage.
I am domestic violence. I am revenge porn. I am stalked. I am the other end of your wolf whistle. I am told it's a compliment. I am told to smile. I am rage.
I am a link in the chain of suffering and pain that stretches back to my birthing of this world. I am the meaning of the word survivor. I am the incarnation of all you wish you could be. I am the power. I am the warrior. I am the protector and provider.
I am an unstoppable force. I am the force you underestimated. I am the force you can never understand. I am she.
And that's why you corrupt what is mine, the sacred, feminine and holy divine.
You fear the day I rise up. You fear the day I say enough is enough. You fear what I will do to you, what has been done to us. I am rage.
Right. And seriously, that's how I've been feeling for some time. Me too. And our first reader from the book that's up to date is someone who has read in here before with us, Mara Olariaga, who is about to up the whole level for dressing for stage in the most glamorous way, but more importantly, importantly, Mara is a survivor, a birth educator, a mother of 3 humans, a writer, activist, interpreter, and proud feminist at Filia. She has also recently published a poetic feminist autobiography in Spanish, because I should say that Mara is Spanish, but she's been over here quite a long time, and it's called, I'll get this wrong, Pendientes? Oh, so please welcome Mara to the stage.
With my outfit, a reminder to look at emails properly. I only read party. Thank you very much, but thank you, Maggie, for inspiring me to do this in a language that is not my own. Here I am. So this poem is called Mum, They Say. Strong as a mother, tired as a mother, tied up as a mother. In impossible knots between my heart and my holes, between the past and my never, between tomorrow and death. Playing with the skulls, dicing up the eyes, rolling up my sleeves, counting all the crows, trying not to cry. Birthing oceans, tsunamis of me, building up mountains just to jump off a cliff.
I'm going to go into training for time to jump up on that stage, but that was wonderful from Mara, and I loved that poem as soon as it came in. So next up we have the wonderful Nicole Jones. Nicole is an artist and writer born in Cornwall and currently based in Edinburgh. As a photographer, her work covers portraiture and event documentary, and she's got a list of very important clients. As a commentator, she has contributed to outlets such as, oh my God, these are very important as well, Channel 4, BBC Radio 1, Critic Magazine, and now Unbridled. So her artistic practice and creative writing largely explored themes of female embodiment. Please welcome Nicole, who's got 3 poems, I think, in the book, to the stage.
This is the first piece of creative writing that I've had published. Okay, so the first poem, I was inspired. I was listening to Jermaine Greer's Town Hall speech, and she's talking about the ego of the male artist, and that he's more of a killer than a creator. And I was applying this to the modern context, and I was thinking of those who hound women, sort of see them in the same way as improper goddesses, and they have this romanticised idea about women who are allowed to contribute to public life, how they should behave, and they police it accordingly. And you know, I won't name names, but I think people know this kind of guy off Twitter, Billy Ball. And yeah, you know the kind of guy who's like, he's always learning. He's always learning, but he's never learning from women. So yeah, anyway, this one's called Renaissance He Him. Renaissance individualism finds its air in the pronouns enviro-male artist, a true genius, affecting in marble the grandeur of his humility. Above the punishing hand of his conception points a finger, not a threat, but a promise, born out of compassion. The visual evidence is never as important as the story, a creation myth that lectures anonymous on her privilege, her proportions deformed compared to anatomical drawings, a lived experience that he can't find anywhere in the literature. In this epic of identity mastery and the consequences of expression, reputation is a bloody battleground with only one cannon, a side of history that neither virgin nor whore have ever entered. But he is cut from a different cloth, and waves the flag when required, and claims not to notice when the institutions he routinely decries work in tandem at his behest. The initiated have faith in his vision, and so excuse his methods, citing his exceptionalism among men. The intensity of emotion, the scale and volume of the work are only proof of his greatness. After all, not much was heard from Shakespeare's sister after the water. I've got three, but I just want to do two here. And so this one was written after Bill's second attempt at screening the adult human female film at Edinburgh University, Murray University. And I was really, the women sort of afterwards poured into the pub in this great display of solidarity, and I found it open. But the next day, which timed with a hangover, I felt very despondent, and I didn't know what to do with that feeling, so I made it into a poem. And it's called I Don't Know What to Do With All the Rage. I don't know what to do with all the rage. I have tried burying it, but lost sleep over the guilt. I have tried to outrun it, but couldn't keep up the pace. I have tried putting it aside, but it stared at me from my bookshelf. I have tried doing the reading, but that only left me with more questions. I have tried asking the questions, but couldn't hear the answers over all the noise. I have tried writing a formal letter of complaint, but received a copy-paste reply. I have tried writing elsewhere, but the record disappeared. I have tried taking a photograph, but its face was impenetrable. I have tried matching the expression, but I didn't like the person I became. I have tried building with it, and it's the only thing that's worked so far.
Thank you so much, Nicole. My goodness, that word rage is coming up. Thank you, women. Put them in the cellar bar and let them drink. Oh, and read poetry. So the next reader up is Marisa Campbell. Marisa is an American expat from the South Shore of Massachusetts. She emigrated to Scotland in 2013 and lives in Portobello, Edinburgh, with her husband and young sons. Her works appeared in various poetry magazines, and she's also going to do her poems quite short in here, so she's going to do one in a poem because she was so pleased, and no wonder so would I be, to get a poem recently into the Chicago Review. Woo!
Hello. First of all, thank you, Maggie, and also my fellow poet, Catherine Robertson, who first encouraged me to submit, whom you will all be hearing from later. I'm first going to read my poem from the anthology, which is called The Sky is a Woman. The sky is a woman. What else swells and bellows, then empties to give life, tussles with the sea, but lets him think he broke the ships, hears her strength christened fury, yet emits her unending warmth. She will souse the city unpredictably. She has ways to burn it, too. Her aging, timeless face contains the glitter of Andromeda, streaked with shimmering scars. Most night she lets others shine, does not keep track, stands ready to disarm the dark, pink cut, new conviction, or the honeyed threat of gloom. Provident, multifaceted Sybil. It is not your pull that holds her here. As Maggie mentioned, I am from Massachusetts. When I was 23, I moved to New York City because I was like, all right, Massachusetts is the best. I have to leave for 2 years. I can't just stay here forever. So I ended up in New York for 9 years, and then I boarded a one-way flight to Scotland, and I've been here for a decade. So as a result, I still miss Massachusetts and really haven't lived there in ages, and it's kind of informed my writing a lot. And so this is one called Imagine Me in Maryland, and it was written out of homesickness when there was a huge storm back home, I think last January, but kind of ended up being about the quiet strength that exists within us all, probably particular women. Imagine me in Maryland. You'll disappear state lines tonight because it snowed in eastern Maryland, and when it snows above the yawning bay, you picture ice waves in Nantucket, the muted hiss of pebbled slush buffeting the mineral cliffs. You left before the sea started throwing ice at us, infrequently and only at dawn. New England's pink-tinged aurora, tethered tragically to earth. It can only be that nothing it carries lives. The truth is, I never saw it either, though I realized my childhood here. The aurora came later in life, the world trialing its next identity. By the time Al told us we would burn, I'd unspooled into an adult. Boarded a southbound Amtrak train, broke no mold with my little routine, splashed poems on my face at night. You ran rings around America. Thousand Oaks, Texas party towns, leagues of wheat and moss. Thought briefly of me the May the cicadas came. Because what is sound if not energy with the body? I could be the cold front moving in from Ottawa. Imagine me in the mid-Atlantic, tramping towards the continent, turning the Chesapeake to ice, wrenching power from its grip on the grid, flinging salt against the bridge.
Thank you very much, Marisa. The next person up is called Boiled Beetle. And I should say there are some women in the anthology, as some of you know if you've already got it, who are in as anon or under pseudonyms, and it's a sign of the times, and it's not a healthy sign. But it is wonderful that we have Boiled Beetle here with us today, because she's come all the way up from that far off place called England, and I really do appreciate her making the efforts with her sister to come today. And it's her sister who, in summer 1968, when she was about 4, Boiled Beetle was pretending to be an upturned beetle, and her sister asked whether I was a girl beetle or a boy beetle. A boiled beetle, I replied. So please welcome Boiled Beetle.
Like a salt cup.
I'm not going to steal your lines, have I?
Basically, I'm a builder. I've always been a builder. It never occurred to me to actually be a poet until I was annoying a poet online, and eventually, after having sent quite a few poems, he said, "Will you just do something with your poems?" So I did. So I ended up putting together a load of poems from Mum's Net, and obviously Maggie very nicely put me in her book. So this is the poem that's in Unbridled. Kisses. I never asked to be like this, but I was born this way. How I wished for something different, day after bloody day. I wanted things I couldn't have, but no matter how I wished, still every day I'd wake up to find I'm still like this. The dresses and the dolls I hated with a passion. Dungarees and wally boots were much, much more my passion. As an adult, I could choose how I wished to live my life. So I made the right decision. I'd be no mother, nor a wife. I'd live the life I wanted and wear whatever I like. I'd go into construction and yes, get called a dyke. In time, I'd made my peace with the sex I had been born. Thank God I'm not a child now, because I would be so torn. The teachers, they would tell me I should have been a boy, just because I hated skirts and played with the wrong toy. They'd pass me on to therapists who'd affirm that I was right. They'd tell me that my breasts could be bound or flat and tight. The doctors would agree and then fill me full of pills, persuaded that's the right course by the pharma corporate shills. Then finally the surgeon, who'd sworn to do no harm, I'd get my breast removed, make a penis from my arm. Or to live the life I wanted and wear whatever I like. I'd have still been a builder, and I've still got called a dyke. You are what you are born as. There is no change in sex. It's as it always has been. Men X, Y, and women X.
and that is one of the reasons why this anthology had to be done. Because we should be hearing all voices in our arts, and at the moment we're not, but we're trying to get it, we're trying to put that right, slowly. So, I am absolutely delighted to welcome someone else who's not from Scotland, but who has come today all the way from Dublin. And we have a wee, I was going to say cortege, oh, it is the right word, this corsage is all one. A wee corsage of wonderful women poets here and writers from Dublin State. So in fact, give them all a big cheer before. Now I need to do the same for England. There's quite a few people around it. I'm really, really sorry that we don't have Sonia Douglas from Wales here, because she has a couple of poems in here and Sonia is an absolute star. She will be, I'm going to mention it again, she will be at Philadelphia. But the person I'm about to invite up, and I'm going to struggle with her name because it's Irish Gaelic, and I was over the moon when she sent me poems in Irish Gaelic for this anthology. So she will read to the Irish and then the English, I hope. I'm not sure which one she's reading, but one of the poems from I read it when it came in, I actually tried to read it out to Ian, the English version obviously, tried to read it out to Ian, and I couldn't finish, I got so emotional. So that's what editing this book has been like. So, Rialton ni Lianan, and you can, that's right, and now you can come on. So, please welcome Rialton to the stage.
Story of my life. Thank you. Okay, yeah, grand. Thank you. Thank you, Maggie, for including me. It is actually as big a thrill for me to be published in English. And all my friends are going, how did you get on that? So the first one is that one you were talking about, is about, it's in memory of Anne Lovett, who died in 1984. She was a 15-year-old who died as a result of problematic labour which happened in a church yard. That was 1984, and just to refer back to Aja, the Empress, she talked about the Magdalen laundries. I got pregnant unexpectedly in 1987, and my mother told me that the priest told her that the nuns had a lovely house down in the country where they'd take care of me. But luckily I wasn't in Anne Lovett's situation. I was in my 20s, and I had lots and lots of support from other people apart from my mother, who, God love her, she just listened to the priest. But anyway, here we go. Ciach. Ro Jackrat de Giliana Wisa, Grim Ciartha Eiler Ciach O'Ahar. Chin si Bert le Frostrahis. Hannig Mostitis Hisha Lishis Drostrafat. Tarach gan Chinia gan Tracht Rhain Solia Joseph Wober Gebehel. Agus an Chulchainch on the Corsana. Nalthor pa far nar hill baniki Rio she's the age of Afrin. Nar Lee o Walkasila Rio Linahini Nibniha a Chassu. Nar Garrow Hall Rio Leshabraha Esku nar Togus Sopastor Donna Esra na Olarit Nihen. Gan Frill gan Alice gan Jora. Shasn Shenshin Igleon Yor Favre and Linvisa. Níl an maithir wara Thomas Clinch Maria Cooltepa a chuir an eile a fuair básúid na choclach clíte gan Jarmal gan Dejan a cusan na maidine a Longford. Reminds me, I used to read with a Slovenian who would read in Slovenian, didn't understand a word, but it sounded so. Breast. Did the baby Jesus have difficulty latching on to his mother's breast? Did they both cry with frustration? Did she get mastitis with all the stress? Unexpectedly pregnant, and the contempt in Joseph's eyes on the way to Bethlehem, and the neighbours' gossip. On the altar, a man who never ever licked milk down his mass garments, who never lay in a salt bath to heal his sore nipples, whose crotch was never torn to ease the birth, never had a suppository nor pessary, nor even castor oil. Bloodless, sweat-free, no tears. He stands there reading from the book of the birth of the child Jesus. I don't think of Anne, Mary's mother, from my seat at the back of the chapel, but of the other Anne, who died a lonely, fearful death, destroyed, no shelter, no sanctuary, at the feet of the Virgin in Longford. That's quite an old poem. This one actually is quite old as well. It's just that I'm very slow at writing poetry. I mainly write prose. And anyway, I'm very glad to have the opportunity to have them in print. This next one, it's a very old one, and it's about, the English title is Scratch a Woman. So I read out the sexy bit first that you can't understand. Scríb ban fáil Jarek na fola fuil na ferige, farig ferfieta fior passion. Chasia cymalt cracken Jarek cracken nua. Cra hiwn nua verha. Fientas instynir fan swan sawalsha, scríb ban. Scratch a woman. Scratch a woman, find red, the red of blood, the blood of anger, the anger of men, ferocious men. Razor sharp passion. Heat soothed, skin caressed, red skin, new skin, quiet wounds, newly born, the savagery of instinct, staying safe and sound. Scratch a woman. Next.
Every time someone reads, I think, oh, I don't really understand why I had to do this. The next reader up is, because she does have poems in the book, is the one and only Jenny Lindsay.
Do you want to try and do the schism ring with me? Sorry, jokes.
I'll wait for the feedback in our front.
All right, hello, thanks very much to Maggie, just for existing really, but thanks for being here as well. I think I've got 3 or 3.5 poems in the book, I'm not too sure. There's a little half, is it 3? How to be a stalker, is that in there as well?
Yeah, that's the third. Yeah.
Oh, that's the third one.
Yes. Jenny's poems are so long.
I know, yeah,
And
they're
they're
absolutely
wonderful,
massive.
but I had to think of the great anthology.
Everyone else. Anyway, yes, my poems are similar in length to the Iliad, so you're not going to get to you're not going to get to the bar for about 20 minutes. That's okay, isn't it? I'll maybe do 2. No, I'm kidding. These are all poetry in jokes. What am I doing? Anyway, about 14,000 years ago in 2016, I emailed Maggie, who I didn't know very well at the time. I think I'd only met her the once, but we were friends on Facebook, and I'd sort of started to feel like I was going slowly insane. I'm sure some of you will understand, but in the arts have been going insane for a lot longer than a lot of other places, and I'd really been starting to go, what the hell is going on? I'm really worried. And Maggie was one of the only people I could see who was talking about it, like, sensibly. And so I emailed her this frantic, drunk email in 2016. It's like, hello, we don't know each other very well, but do you think we can meet up for a coffee? Because I feel like I'm going mad and all of my friends have gone insane. And she said yes, and we met up. for 6 hours. And ever since then, we have been firm poetry pals, helping each other through the madnesses. So, before I was cancelled, I did do that thing where I thought, well, I'm really reasonable. Nobody's going to, cancel me. Like, everybody does that, don't they? It's like, it's all fine. And this is a poem that I wrote in that hope, to be honest with you. And little did I know it would actually be used to cancel me. However, I still stand by every single word of it. So as I say, I was very involved in the sort of literary world. I was looking around thinking, everyone's gone insane and gone mad. What can be done about it? And I came up with this idea when I was pitched. Pina coladas in Tenerife, and this is that. It's called the Schism Ring. There will be cake at the feminist literary gathering, and tea and biscuits, and gluten-free and vegan options, exclamatory sprinkles, and safety warnings in case of fire announcements, and forming tables, and ghastly lighting, and a recognition and a catering for everybody covered and uncovered by all topics listed. Sometimes, and I admit this, in full knowledge of all of the ways it is problematic, I wish for a banquet of frog's legs, duck eggs, and steak. Piles of mashed potato laden with full fat butter and bacon. The setting, a dimly lit, cavernous hall, flagons of ridiculously expensive craft ales that we've chored from some dickhead bar. And I wish for a big, fuck-off boxing ring, non-lethal, fully accessible, designed for pillow fights, to sort out our differences. We'll call it the Schism Ring. And just as now, a match will be declared. But who cares who wins? Because afterwards we'll devour chicken wings and mozzarella buns smothered in the hottest of hot sauce. We'll get merry and buckets of Malbec and shout, fuck your biological essentialism! Fuck your gender essentialism! And then we'll hug with these different chests and breasts squishing together in at least tacit understanding, if not love. Folks, are we not bored of angry Twitter sneers and bigot calls and hatred assumptions? Tired of petty photo selfies and fuck the patriarchy tote bags and manicured manufactured resistance? Women under 30 calling their older sisters irrelevant witches after all that they have done for us is making me very hungry. For a family feast of reconciliation, not agreement, no. A hearty banquet though, not some politely agreeable cupcake. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Do you think this is too masculine? As if I were meat on the bone with bare hands? Well, I'll not use cutlery or wipe my face silent when judged by other criteria from men. I'll feel no tick box exercise in demure purity. Demure purity is the wrong ingredient unless we're after egg-faced flan sunk cakes deflated in the kitchen. So bring your lemon drizzle, your rocky road, your red velvet, bring your banana breads and marshmallows, and please do call me a misogynist. This verse is dripping with their damn stuff. It's very calorific. And I am one, at times. And so are you. Because we're fighting a system we are part of, not individual atoms. So bring your ripened, arrogant plum punch, your nippy ginger biscuits, your thirsty tongue, your razor whip sliced into sixes by all things listed. Bring fistfuls of chocolate cookie crust and melting childhood strawberry ices. Bring your loathing, self and other lives. Bring your love. Bring your love. Schism Ring. It's also open to food fights. Most importantly, all are welcome. Thank you.